Hey Cancer, we are going to be doing your reading, so we're going to get right into it and see what is going on for you guys, Cancer. All right, Cancer. All right. Okay, let's do one more, Cancer. Okay. King of Swords at the bottom. All right, okay. Let's see. So Cancer, you guys have the Three of Swords, and this is showing up in the area of your mind here. So there maybe is something that you are maybe there's something that's kind of like sad that you're thinking about, or there's something that you're like, I need to separate myself from whatever this is. Okay, that kind of stuff. All right. Okay, I'm also understanding something about you guys possibly thinking that maybe something has grown to a certain point that you're feeling like, okay, well, I have to like cut back on that for, I don't know, for one reason or another. Okay, that might be part of whatever this is. All right. Three of Swords in the area of your mind. Yeah. So, all right, Cancer, let's see what's going on here. So you guys have the Strength card, and this is showing up in the area of your feelings here. So, all right, I feel like there is something that you're feeling a level of, I want to say working through something, fighting through something actually is kind of what I want to say there, all right, with this Strength card in the area of your feelings. Okay. Yeah, it does feel like you're, you know what it feels like? It feels like you're fighting back something. That's what this is feeling like here. So you have the Wheel of Fortune. This is showing up in your environment. So I feel like there's maybe a situation or something here that is maybe kind of like shifting or changing, that kind of stuff. Here's what I'm understanding here. If there is something that is, again, maybe, again, like shifting, changing, I'm wondering if maybe you're feeling, like that, well, this is just kind of happening without your control, that kind of stuff. That could be maybe why this Three of Swords is here. It might be like, well, that's kind of like, that's not exactly what you wanted, that kind of stuff. All right, that might be something here. And again, for some of you guys, it could just be that you're thinking of a separation of some sort, okay? Like, I don't know, removing something or separating something here. So, all right. Okay. But again, it feels like you're like fighting through something, or you're like, I want to say working through something. All right. That's what I think. So, all right, you guys have the Six of Pentacles, and this is showing up as what you're wanting. So, okay, I feel like there is something that you're either wanting somebody, I think, to maybe offer you something, or kind of like choose you in some sense, be like, okay, I'm going to focus my attention on whatever it is that you're doing. Or this maybe is something here that I got to tell you. I mean, Three of Swords for like area of your mind, and then the Wheel of Fortune in your environment. I kind of feel like you might be wanting like some justice energy here. Okay. Something about that, like being like, well, I want this thing to like even out in some sense, that's kind of what I'm feeling here. So, all right, this might be with like a particular person. There might be like kind of a situation where you're maybe like going back and forth with a particular person here. So, all right, you guys have the Knight of Pentacles. This is showing up as the issue or the problem. I understand this as getting ready to do something, like collecting everything, almost like a magician energy, really. Okay, collecting everything, that kind of stuff, having a plan. I wonder if this plan has not been like actualized. All right, it feels like it's like, okay, I have all this stuff, I know how to do something here, but I have not yet done that. Okay, that's what I'm understanding. And here's what I do understand with this. Okay, Cancer, if this is gonna be a little bit of an interesting one, so just kind of hang tight. If this is a situation where you are maybe like wanting like justice for something here, or you're wanting something to like really like even out in some sense, I feel like there's been a time where you were like, I'm gonna take control of this myself. I'm gonna kind of like handle justice, or handle like a karmic situation, like with your, like, by yourself, that kind of stuff, or taking control of that. It is my firm belief that that's not something that we need to exactly do. I'm not going to tell you what to do. That's a personal preference, okay? But I feel like what happened was like, it feels like you were getting ready to do something, like the intention was there, but the action was never followed through. Okay, that's what I'm feeling here. So, all right, let's keep going. You have the Seven of Swords. This is showing up as your possible opportunity. So this maybe is having somebody else do something for you. Okay, kind of like tapping out and being like, so like I'm gonna kind of have somebody else do whatever this is, on behalf of you, that kind of stuff. Okay, and then there also might be something here where if you have this, if you're thinking of a particular separation, okay, that kind of stuff, then I wonder if this Seven of Swords here is showing up in an energy of like, hey, your opportunity is to maybe like escape out of something, that kind of stuff, okay? Certainly could be. So, all right, let's see. I also think that there's maybe a particular approach or a tactic of some sort here that you can kind of like, it's almost like ensuring that something is like even, but God, it's just hard to explain. This feels like a Bible verse. What the heck? That's, I don't know. That is really kind of what this is feeling like, this Seven of Swords. Like, I feel like there's like a particular, I don't know if there's like, maybe there's like a mantra that you say to yourself or something like that you keep in the back of your head. There's something about that, okay? I'm not really sure. This feels kind of personal. So, and I feel like that is kind of something that we're talking about. I think there is an energy of like, this is personal. So, all right, let's see. This is interesting. So, all right, Cancer, let's see what the heck is going on here. Let's get more information. Cancer. Yeah, there's like this thing where it's like, yeah, but I don't want to go through with it or something like that. I'm not sure what this is. There's the Seven of Swords again. So, all right. Okay. And the King of Cups is at the bottom. All right, so let's see. You guys have the Three of Swords, and then you have it with the Seven of Swords here. Again, this is showing up in the area of your mind. So yes, there is something here where I feel like you're maybe wanting to, for some of you guys, I understand this as like cutting cords in some sense, okay, that kind of thing. That could definitely be something that you're thinking of, all right? There also maybe is a way that, or you might be thinking of a certain thing like, see, I'm getting this as like removing pain or removing like, maybe guilt, okay, something about that, but there's something here that I feel like you're like thinking of a specific, you're either thinking of something that helped. It's like, okay, I was feeling this way and then this particular thing came here and I'm thinking of that and that helped. Or this particular, somebody said something or did something in some type of way here that like you're feeling like, okay, well that got better. That felt better. Or I feel better about whatever this is. Okay, that could certainly be part of whatever is going on here. I will also say for some of you guys, it could be an energy that you might be thinking about a time that maybe somebody did you like friggin' dirty, or you're feeling like you didn't get like the rewards for something that like you wanted to, but I'm more so understanding this as kind of thinking like, well, that, that was that was inaccurate, or that was a lie that like really kind of like didn't pan out, or, something about that. Okay. That kind of stuff. I even understand somebody like possibly removing something, like almost like stealing something, being like, I'm taking this, like I'm removing this thing and I'm like stealing it. I'm like it's mine now, like that kind of thing. I don't know. That might be something that you're like really kind of thinking about. Okay. There is a little bit of sketchiness rolling around in this reading, Cancer. Okay. I'm not going to lie to you. There's a little bit of like, whoa, what the heck? Like, where did this come from? That's what it feels like. So, all right. With the Strength card in the area of your feelings, you guys have the King of Wands here. So I feel like you're kind of, to me, this feels, man, Cancer, this is going to be another one of those readings where it's like cut right down the middle, man. Like it feels like there's two different stories or two different like approaches to something that's going on here, okay? Because for some of you guys, I do feel like you're feeling like possibly somebody is like wants to do something but is holding themselves back. You know what I'm saying? Is like, God, well, they want to do this, or they are like, they have a desire to kind of like go off in this direction, or to, I don't know, maybe again, like doing something like a little bit sketchy here, okay? That kind of stuff. I am picking up a little bit of a third party energy. I don't know if that's current energy or if that's something from the past that is like infiltrating what's going on right now, okay? That kind of stuff. I do feel like there's a sense of you guys maybe feeling like either like you're pushing too hard on something, or possibly even feeling like I need to push myself even harder for whatever this is, all right? That kind of stuff. And again, like I understand this, like I'm seeing this thing where it's like, oh, there's like a shiny prize, or there's like whatever it is, okay? And I feel like there's this energy of you feeling like, well, I either have to avoid whatever the heck that is, or I'm going to fight as hard as I can to get towards that. I mean, again, two like different messages here, but you're going to know way better which one is making sense, that kind of thing. So in your environment, you guys have the Wheel of Fortune and the Moon card. I'm understand this feels like, I wonder if part of this is like a misunderstanding, or if somebody has been not giving you all the information about something, and now you're here to like piece together something, you know what I'm saying? To kind of piece it together on your own, or trying to figure something out that maybe you had felt intuitively something about that. All right, that kind of stuff. Interesting. So Wheel of Fortune and the Moon card showing up in your environment. I feel like there is something that it's like, it's like, where are we going now? Like, how is this thing gonna like friggin' like work out, or what? When is this thing gonna be like revealed? Is almost what I'm understanding. It's like something is gonna be like kind of rise to the surface at a certain point, but it's like, when is that gonna happen? That's kind of what I'm feeling. I do think you're kind of anticipating this, or there's something here. I don't know. There's like, you know what it is? It feels like there's secrecy, or it feels like there was a plan to do something and then it like stopped for whatever reason. I don't know why, but that's what it feels like. But yeah, so what I want to say is it feels like a lot of your reading is very like thought based or like energy based, that kind of stuff, but maybe has not been grounded into reality completely. Or this is something that you're like in a friggin' time loop, like where like you are experiencing the same cycle that you might have experienced a while ago. You're either really noticing that and you're like, how do I get myself, it's like, how do I get off this ride? Like, that's almost like what this feels like here. So, all right, very interesting. This is super, I want to say like layered. There's like multiple, there's a lot going on here. So, all right, let's see. So you guys have the Six of Pentacles, and then you have it with the Queen of Cups. This is showing up for what you guys are wanting here. So yes, I do think there's something that you're wanting, something to like kind of, I do understand this as something coming to justice, okay, that kind of stuff. But I also feel like there's something here that you're maybe wanting to like maybe share your emotions with somebody here, or give somebody, or give yourself like just time to recover from something, time to kind of like recoup, that kind of stuff. Okay, certainly could be. The Six of Pentacles and this Queen of Cups. Yeah, it could be that you're just like, you know what, I'm going to pour energy into myself, or that's kind of what I want to do, that kind of stuff. I also wonder if there's something about like the next stage of life, or the next like the thing that you want to do now, or you know, something about that. Okay, I do understand something about possibly a cycle closing in the past, that kind of stuff. And maybe this is now a time where you're like, all right, well, what's the next thing I'm going to do? Like what am I doing now? You know, that kind of thing. Or what do I want to do? What's like my purpose now? Or, you know, something like that. Okay. That kind of stuff. I also do think that you guys are very tapped into the energy of like karma, that kind of stuff. Okay. So, you know, I really like Cancer, I'm telling you, I'm picturing you guys being like, I just did this, or like I experienced this like, you know, a few years ago, and it's like almost like the like happening in like the exact same order, that kind of stuff. That is powerful. And I actually am getting a little bit of deja vu from another reading that I did maybe a couple weeks ago. I don't remember when it was, but I'm getting that energy. I don't remember at all what sign it was, but all right, let's see. So you guys have the Star card, and this is showing up as what to do here. So yeah, this is, you know, for some of you guys, this really is about like maybe finding like your new purpose in life, or finding something that you're like, okay, this is what I want to do. I'm going to kind of like reach for the stars here, that kind of stuff. Okay. Certainly could be. For some of you guys, I understand something about distance healing, or Reiki, or some type of energy healing, maybe from a distance, or I don't know, something about that. Okay. I am picking up something about that. It seems to be maybe something that is like, hey, continue doing that, or go ahead and do that kind of stuff. All right. So, all right, let's see. Also, stars might be super important to somebody, or that might be like a symbol that like makes I want to say a little bit too much sense. So all right, let's see. So you guys have the Seven of Cups, and this is showing up as what to avoid. I would avoid thinking, okay, I would avoid God, so all right, I'm like, which message are we going to start with here? So all right, Seven of Cups as what to avoid. I would avoid ignoring all the options with something, okay, that kind of stuff. I feel like there is like, there's almost a sense of like a renewal, or being like, okay, now we can like, I don't know, do something in a different way, or now you have maybe more time, or you understand something deeper, and it's like, okay, again, I don't want to like redo the same cycle over and over again. So the only way to kind of like we were said, like kind of get off that ride is like, you got to kind of choose something else. So here's the thing. Sometimes that can be like friggin' scary, or, you know, or you could even be doubting your own, you know, you could be doubting yourself on something. You could be like, I don't even know if I friggin' believe this, or, you know, something about that. Okay. That kind of stuff. I also think that divine timing is like friggin' huge for you guys. Okay. That kind of stuff. I would be like, I would be noticing absolutely everything right now. Okay. I'm talking about like conversations that you overhear, friggin' billboards, whatever it is, a commercial on the radio, anything about that kind of stuff. Okay. If that's kind of how you receive your messages, wouldn't be surprised if that's friggin' dialed up right now. I would really, really, really listen to those. Okay. I'm intuitively feeling that those are extremely important. I'm also understanding that it's something that you might have been ignoring in the past. I don't think you should be ignoring that right now. This seems like this is a roadmap to your future here. Okay. So I feel like it's definitely time to like tap in, not chalk things up to like, oh, that's fantasy, that's delusion, this, that, the other. Okay. That kind of stuff. There's something that is like kind of important going on here. Okay. So, all right, let's see. You guys have the Knight of Pentacles and you have it with the Ace of Pentacles. This is showing up as a possible issue. So yes, I feel like there was something here where, like we were saying, it's like you kind of like, I want to say that you had like a plan, or you know, or even the way that you've been doing things like every single day, like your typical like daily routine or whatever the heck it is. I feel like there is something in that. Okay. There's something that's presenting as a little bit of a problem in some sense. For some of you guys, I'll tell you something here. If this Three of Swords and this Seven of Swords is like in the air of your mind, this could be you guys like being like, whoa, I was trying to pay attention, but like what, like, I don't know, something randomly, you know, like caught your attention, and maybe you went into like complete like intuition land, or just like daydream land, that kind of stuff. Okay. Story of my life. That might be part of whatever this is. And if that's the case, then I wonder if this is showing up as like, it might be, here's the thing. You might be doing something that you're like, I just need this to be like more difficult almost like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, this is too easy, or I don't know, something like that. I feel like there's something about that. Okay. Maybe there's something here that you're really kind of like wanting a challenge in some sense. All right. That could definitely be part of whatever this is. I also wonder if you're feeling like there's something about like, well, this took forever. Like, why didn't you, like, this could have been an opportunity if you kind of like jumped on it before, or, you know, something about that. That might be, you know, something that's like presenting as like a little bit of an issue right now. So you have the Ten of Swords, and this is showing up as what to do. All right. I think that this is finalizing whatever this Three of Swords is here. Okay. Finalizing that in some sense, and maybe even, I don't know, maybe even like admitting like defeat in one particular area, but then it's like, okay, well, that thing is like finalized, like that's done now. Okay. That kind of stuff. You know, I got to tell you, let's just like loop right back to this whole Reiki distance healing thing. I'm also picking that up for you guys. Okay. There might be something here where it's like, you're able to kind of stabilize something, or have something kind of be cleared out. Okay. Maybe even removing pain in a certain way. That maybe this has to do with like holistic medicine, or a natural type of way of healing, or doing something, you know, in that way, that kind of stuff. Okay. I really am getting kind of flooded with that idea. So that is going to be important for somebody. All right. What I don't know is if you are like the Reiki master, I want to say, or like the person like getting that type of like energy work done. Okay. It doesn't have to be Reiki. I'm just using it as like an example. So, all right, you have the Eight of Cups, and this is showing up as what to avoid. So I would say, listen, I know you have this Ten of Swords here as like, hey, like, you know, what to do. So that could be like finalizing something, or again, maybe admitting like defeat in one area, that kind of stuff. But this seems to be like, yeah, but don't walk away from something if you know that it like is already, or don't walk away from something if you can like kind of, if you still feel comfortable with whatever it is that you're doing. It's like, there, you know what this kind of feels like? This feels like walking away from something out of spite, or walking away from something like, this feels like blocking yourself. I don't know. I don't know what this energy, it's hard to explain, but it does feel like, hey, like, don't like block yourself from like another, I was gonna say operation, from another opportunity. Okay, there is something. There's definitely something going on here. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys are like medical professionals, or again, just like that. You know, very tapped in like mind, body, spirit type of situation. All right, that kind of stuff. So, all right. Let's see. So you guys have this. All right, you have. Let's see what kind of double cards you have. Let's just do that for a second. So I thought you had the Moon card twice. You don't. You have the Moon. You have the Sun. You have the Seven of Swords twice. I thought you had so many more repeating cards. Like, that's very interesting to me. So, all right. So, okay. So there we go. Yes, we definitely need to be like listening to like synchronicities, or listening to like, just, I don't know, just keeping like your eyes and ears peeled. That's like, I feel like I just want to say that, or I definitely want to say that. So, all right. For your opportunity, you guys have the Seven of Swords and the Sun card. There might be something where you need to admit something here. Okay. Like just admitting, I don't know if this is admitting something to yourself or admitting something to somebody else, that kind of stuff. But I do feel like there's an energy of you guys coming clean about something. And I feel like that's going to be like a weight lifted off your back, or there's going to be like, you know, that like that's, I don't know. It's either finding the solution that works and then revealing that, okay, that kind of stuff. Or again, this has something to do with maybe even like, there's a way to find some approach, or there's a way to get out of something so that you are feeling like either happy about the way something is, or you're feeling like, okay, I'm ready to be seen about whatever this is. I'm ready to have like attention, that kind of stuff. Okay. I understand something about maybe protecting something here. Okay, there might be an energy of protecting either your happiness or maybe even somebody who's younger than you or something. Okay, I also think that there might be an energy here of you guys might have like gone like in the past to like kind of, I want to say like rework your childhood, or like maybe understand it in a different way, or you know, I don't know. There's like so much going on in this reading. I feel like I could read this for like this needs to be like an hour long reading. You know what I mean? Because there's so many different storylines in here, but I do feel like there's something about like coming clean about something, admitting something, okay, you know, rising to the occasion in that sense. Like you don't have the Judgment card here, but I feel like that's next. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's next. I don't know. That's what I'm understanding. So you have the Page of Wands, and this is showing up in the area of like what you should do here for your opportunity. So, you know, you have the Sun card, you have the Page of Wands. I mean, this to me feels like definitely doing something that is exciting, or doing something that kind of makes you feel like, okay, there's something else, or I can kind of like, I'm going towards like the next step of whatever this is, or I have something to reach for. I have something to like focus your attention on, that kind of stuff. That's what I'm understanding. But I feel like there maybe is something about like taking a little bit of a risk, or having to do something that it's like, if you are interested in something, or you're feeling like a pull to go somewhere, it's like you need to kind of follow your instincts. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm feeling. You have the Three of Wands. This is showing up as what to avoid. Kind of understand this as like, don't really wait forever. I mean, I wouldn't wait forever at all, actually, to be completely honest. The second that I just picked up this Three of Wands, I got the energy of like, this actually needs to happen like right the heck now. Okay. That kind of stuff. So that might be, I don't know, maybe somebody in your environment is like waiting for something, and it's just like, I've been in the darkness for too long. Like I need to see some like light at the end of the road there, end of the tunnel, you know, that kind of stuff. So I do think there's something about maybe not waiting for something, but more so taking action. Okay. Page of Wands showing up there is what to do. All right. Interesting reading. So that's all I have for you guys, Cancer. I hope this reading was helpful and made sense, all that kind of stuff. If not, you could check your other placements. Otherwise, I will see you guys back for your next one. Thank you. Bye.